Hey everyone, Yan Zhao back again. Today we're going to check out Soulfinder Black Tide by Doug Ernst. We've got art by Matt Weldon, and coming back is Brett R. Smith on the colors. So just to talk about this book in general, reviewed Blackfire Demon Match about a year and a half ago. I think it came out like November-ish 2019. It is basically a story of a priest, Father Patrick Retter, who for some reason I always want to call Ritter, but Father Retter gets sucked into a world of trying to exorcise demons, expelling demonic forces, specifically meeting the demon Blackfire. So just a word about this book, for anyone who doesn't know, Doug is super duper Catholic. And this book reminds me of going to church, just the gold, I don't know what you call it, not binding, but the edges are gold. And then we have the tassel. Like, this is super, anybody who's been to a Catholic Mass, you know what I'm talking about, super churchy stuff. So this book itself is divided kind of into three sections. We have the story itself, and then we have the black and white version. I'm not quite sure why he included the black and white version. It's cool, it's nice to have. And then we have a little bit of, I thought there was a couple more fanfic issues there. This is by Tim Lim. He did the first book. And then we have the script, which is nice. You know, it's nice for writers to actually see how a script is laid out. And then at the end we have, here we go. I knew there was more fanfic in here, or fan art, I should say. And then at the end we have more religious themes. Mary and Jesus. I'm not entirely sure which one this is supposed to be showing. I would assume this is Jesus on his way to the cross, or perhaps right after he was taken down. And Jesus coming back, and what better day to talk about this story than Easter? All right, so we have Matt Weldon replacing Tim Lim doing the pencils. So last time, one of the things that struck me as a little odd was Tim Lim's art style in some ways clashed with the story, because this is really a horror story. And Tim Lim's art style is very more manga inspired and more the cartoony, fun manga stuff. So I highly recommend checking out Tim Lim's Black Hops. He and Mark Pellegrini, Mark is the writer, and Common America. Both very fine, but in some ways it kind of clashed. And the other thing was, in the last book, a lot of the colors by Brett Smith, again, not that they were bad, but a lot of them were very like daylight. So, you know, if you're being chased through Crystal Lake by Jason Voorhees, it's a heck of a lot scarier at night than it is during the day. And in this one, I think Doug and the art crew really came through. Much darker, much spookier, much creepier. So one of the reviews I saw said, you know, the first book was the intro and this one is the action. And I kind of agree. This book is more or less all action. It starts right away in Steepleton, Maryland, where there's the museum is broken into. We see kind of like I guess you could say a SEAL team looking crew. They're stealing something. And the Soulfinder team. So the Soulfinders are the exorcists who are specifically charged by the Vatican with fighting Blackfire. So at any rate, they get called out. There is a bit of a legend at sea, and they go on fighting it. And as one would expect, got a little bit of exorcism going on, And it's very interesting. In some ways, this seems almost like a Lovecraftian story, a little bit Cthulhu-like, and it deals with despair. Whereas the last one dealt a little bit more with Father Retter and his kind of feelings of inadequacy, but also his missing his father and the demon Blackfire creating like a longing in a lot of his victims. This one is, they talk about the black tide. The black tide is the hopelessness and despair that people feel. They want to end their lives, or if not directly end their lives, they want to sort of, how would you say, like give up on doing the right thing, get up on fighting back. So one of the things I really like about this book is actually Gregory Chua. Now, in this kind of a story in a comic book, you have Father Retter and Father Crane. They both sort of function as superheroes. They have powers. Now, yes, they're not like normal superhero powers. They are powers through God, but God gives them the power to expel demons, to, restore people's faith in humanity and whatnot. Chua, on the other hand, he's just a cop. He's just a normal guy. And I really like how he sort of comes out in this one. In the first story, he was just kind of there, like he got sucked up into it. In this one, I like it a lot better because this is an active choice. He wants to be with these guys. He is going to help them to fight demons, even though he's just a guy. And I think it's really an inspiration for, or should be an inspiration for a lot of people, that you don't have to have superpowers, right? God doesn't have to come to you in dreams. You don't necessarily have to go through the process of becoming an official priest. You just need to be a good person who's willing to suck it up and do the right thing at the right time. So getting back to it, this story is faster than the last one. Like, I felt like I just sped through this, in like 20 minutes of a lunch break. It's all very streamlined. It's very action-oriented. I got a feeling we're setting things up for more fights in the future, and it'll be interesting to see what happens. Doug has posted an image, a sneak preview image for the next one. Tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. That would be April 5th, 2021. Doug Ernst will be on the channel. He will answer questions, talk about the book, talk about where he sees things going. I'm quite happy with this. A few things I'm kind of curious about, like, look at how much of the book, that's all like extras, So I am kind of curious, like, why he sort of has it in there 3 times. I can't remember if I ordered a different edition that has it in there. That does seem like something I would do. Also, I think it's supposed to be a glow-in-the-dark cover, or some parts were. Mine doesn't glow in the dark, but I don't know if I bought the right one or not, so I gotta ask him about that too. But in terms of books, it's refreshing to see in comics where you have good people doing good things, fighting evil. Literal evil, not like made-up evil, not characters who are, used to embody evil that are now just bloggers. Or it's not an allegory, it's not a metaphor, it's not thinly disguised propaganda for what's going on in sort of mainstream news or the world itself or common politics. This is a classic. Hey, this is good, this is evil. We should be on God's side, Team J, if you will. And it's nice to see priests are good people. They're someone you want to go to when you need help. Also something shared by Tim Lim and Mark Pellegrini books. But what did you guys think? I'm a big fan of the Soulfinder series. I can't wait to see the next one. I think Doug said he might try to get the next one out later this year. so it might be a November release. We'll have to see. So if you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow when we talk to Doug. Come with your questions.